I mean, he's very clearly male. There's photos of him wearing basketball shorts, of him wearing male clothing, suits and ties.
Uh,
He comes from a majority Muslim country. They would
uh,
not allow a woman to do that in their country.
and what are your thoughts on the inclusion of biological males on the Olympics, particularly in sports like boxing? How do
I
you think the impact on fairness and integrity of the competition?
it's I don't even know where to start. It's incredible that we've gotten to a point where we're starting to see we're seeing this ideology. It's infected almost every institution in the West, but it's to the point that it's making it even to the top level, into the Olympic sports. And we're watching biological males beat women and enter their own spaces, enter their sports, and beat them at their own sports. These men who
Right.
are towering over them, who are physically so much more competent than a woman, are being allowed
Mm.
to abuse them. We're watching this.
Mm.
We're watching this. The whole world is watching this happen.
Mm.
And there's nothing right about it. I think that as a society, we are devolving.
Mm.
We are actively taking away the rights of women that we once fought so hard for. We fought hard for women to have their own spaces, to have a right to
Yes.
their own sports and to fair competition. And
Mm.
we've completely taken that away from them. I mean, it's so hard to fathom,
Yeah.
just to think from the perspective of the men who are participating in sports, who are competing against women. Because I mean, when I think about my own experience transitioning and
Yeah.
being on male hormones, I never played any sports in school.
Mm.
I wanted to. I wanted to play baseball. I wanted to play volleyball. Um, I even thought about joining football at one point in high school, but I never did
Mm.
because I understood that my body fundamentally was different from both the women and the men around me. Because now
Yeah.
I was on hormones, I was on steroids, and it would be unfair competition for the women around me.
Yeah.
And if I were to join men, if I were to join the boys in sports, I wouldn't be able to keep up, no matter whether I was taking hormones or not, because I
Mm.
still was female. I still had a female build, and I would never ever be on the level of the opposite sex.
So, what is your opinion on the case of Imane Khelif, who has disordered sexual development, DSD with XY chromosomes, but identify as female? How do you address their identity and biological complexity involved?
I mean, he's very clearly male. There's photos of him wearing basketball shorts, of him wearing male clothing, suits and ties.
Uh,
He comes from a majority Muslim country. They would
uh,
not allow a woman to do that in their country. And
Algeria.
he has a disorder in sexual development, and some people are arguing that because of that, he is actually a biological female. But he
Yeah.
is just a biological male who has had developmental abnormalities, and he clearly has still had male development. It's not fair to place him into a female sports league.
Imane Khelif is considered as male biologically. I mean, on his build, do you know if he has ovary, something like that? Oh,
I don't really, yeah, I don't really know any specifics on his case. But he still has had male development, and he still meets the criteria for being a biological male.
and I also heard that the IOC just look in his passport as a female, then it is they accepted him.
Right, but it doesn't matter anymore because you can just change your sex on your on your birth certificate, on your passport, on your IDs,
Yeah.
um, very very incredibly easily now. And some people are arguing like, well, he was raised female, um,
Hmm.
he has a female
By his
identity,
parents.
but
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't change the fact that he has a male physiology.
Hmm.
And it's common for infants who have disorders in sexual development, um, who have those developmental differences, to be raised as the opposite sex, especially in countries that aren't as developed and aren't really as educated on those medical abnormalities. I
Hmm.
even know I even know a few people who have DSDs here in the States and in other Western countries who have had this happen to them.
Hmm. So, what can you say to those people that are really convinced that Imane Khelif is a woman?
In every way possible, he's a man. It doesn't matter that he has these genetic or developmental abnormalities.
Uh,
He is still a man. And I think it's backwards even to suggest that just because he has these physical differences that he no longer has his manhood.
he is not considered as transgender, right?
Um I'm really not I'm not sure. I I
Uh,
I mean, considering like his considering where the country where he's from, I highly doubt it
mm,
because that's something that is not really. This is something that hasn't really. It's just not really a thing there
right. Mm.
outside of the West even.
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, your thoughts on that, your perspective is very valuable, and especially, I mean, how the secular media defend Imane Khelif that uh, is a he is a woman. I mean, even the Olympics, actually the woke Olympics, right? So it's sad how the media was used just to uh, deceive people nowadays.
So mga ka-faith, a quick promotion lang ng bagong libro ni Brother Bo Sanchez. Multiple Income Streams, How I Created 7 Money Machine, and How You Can Too by Brother Bo Sanchez. At kung di nyo po kilala si Brother Bo Sanchez, sino bang hindi nakakilala sa kanya na isang sikat na Catholic preacher, influencer at motivational speaker, at kilala rin si Brother Bo Sanchez na isang magaling na financial teacher, kaya sinulat niya itong multiple income streams. Good news mga faith na itong librong ito ni Brother Bo Sanchez ay libre lang po ito. This is for free, pinamimigay niya to ng libre sa mga interested po na magkaroon ng libreng copy ng librong ito ni Brother Bo Sanchez. Alam nyo, nung binabasa ko po, ang dami ko natutunan dito ng mga teachings ni Brother Bo. Siya yung naging way at naging dahilan para magawa kong full-time itong ginagawa ko bilang isang online content creator. Dahil doon nakapag-build ako ng 4 na sources of income, kaya ako nagagawa itong ginagawa ko ngayon. At yung mga teachings na yun ay nandito sa libreng libro na to ni Brother Bo Sanchez. Para magkaroon kayo ng libreng copy na to, ilalagay ko yung link sa taas or sa baba ng video na to. Kailangan nyo lang ay sagutin yung shipping fee. Pwedeng through credit card or kung GCash kayo magbabayad, piliin nyo lang yung DragonPay. Makikita nyo option dyan. Thank you and God bless.